How do you feel your self-discovery went? Like, I get so confused some days. I don't know who am I really. So, I don't know. Just get to the point of, just get a point of reference. That is a really good question. And yeah, we'll get into the personal story then. So this is where I relate a little bit of, again, I'm going to use a little bit of religion here just because it is part of me. So I'd say I've had two super strong moments where I really felt like God came into my life to basically tell me something. There are two key moments. The first moment was when I was, actually not the first moment, the most recent moment was when I was dating Millie. When we were dating, what I generally would do is, and I've done this in the past with all the girls I dated, was we would go to like church, we go to activities, that kind of thing. And of course I'd go, okay, God, is this the one? Is this the person I'm going to marry? And I am not kidding when I say this. When I looked over at Millie, I literally saw her in a wedding dress. It was like as if I was seeing a vision. I saw her in her wedding dress. And that's how I knew that I was going to marry Millie. So that is the beautiful one. The second one, this is where I'm going to say self-discovery is consistent. It continues to grow. The other time where I really felt it was in a darker moment. So given growing up in a church, growing up with all these beliefs, with a fundamental belief that gender is very one way or the other way. There is no thing about it. That, again, transgenderism, anything like that is very much looked down, frowned upon. It does stuff to, especially when you've struggled with it ever since you were like 12, 13 years old. It does stuff to your mental state. And so back in 2017, I was at the very lowest of the low, because my dysphoria was kicking in really hard. And again, for me, a lot of times when my dysphoria kicks in, I just keep going, why was I born like this? Why was I born this way? Why can't I have just been born this way? Or why can't I just been able to accept this way? And again, it's, in every respect, it's a losing battle. It's a losing mental battle from the get-go. But it was to the point I'm just like, why continue to do this? Because I feel like if this is the way it is, I'm just going to be just absolutely miserable. I'm just going to be hating life. And so it was a very dark moment, very, very dark. And it's when I actually felt Christ's real love come for me. In the regard of the other revelation I felt was that I needed to stop hating this part of myself, but learn to accept it and learn to love it, because it is a part of me. It is part of who I am. And so much of this was so much founded in self-hatred, because I liked the way that, and I liked the stuff that I did. I liked dressing up. I liked being feminine. I liked doing all those things. And every single time I would step in and start enjoying it, immediately I would go, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be liking this. And I'd be policing myself, which I'm sure a lot of trans people go through as well. But finally, it was in that moment back in 2017 where I was just like, I need to really start exploring this and not hate myself for it. And from that point on, it's, again, still a constant struggle, still a constant battle, where, again, some days are easier, some days are not. And it was always, and back in 2017, I came out to my parents, I came out to my family, had so many hard conversations. I still have hard conversations nowadays, but somehow instead of it turning into just hating myself, it now turns into just fatigue from, oh, I've had to do this for so long, I've had to talk to these people for so long, I've had to keep on saying these things for so many times. But as I've just been able to go through this, as I've been growing, as I've been allowing myself to truly explore and allow myself to express myself more fully, more openly. That's why for me, I love the days where I can dress up, is because it is true, unabashedly, just me being me. I can do what I want. And for the longest time, I had the lie in my head that I was hurting somebody. I was hurting somebody else by doing this. And it's not. I was hurting myself. And again, I won't go into the amount of self-harm I did or anything like that. But it is far better to learn and love to accept this side of me than it is to hate it and hurt myself for it. That's what it really came down to. That's how my discovery has been kind of going. It's been very much more on, am I doing this truly to express myself? Is this truly making me feel at home in my skin? And if I can answer yes to that, then I'm doing it right. And again, there are some days where I do not want to do the makeup. I do not want to dress feminine. I'm good dressing masculine. I'm good with just jeans and a t-shirt. There are days where that's perfectly fine. I can say, actually, I've had that for a month. It was until recently where I'm like, I need this. So it really depends. Everybody goes through different kinds of discovery, different kinds of paths. But I honestly believe at the end of the day, because again, this is where then you get into conversations with everybody else who has an opinion in one way, shape, or form, going, oh, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? And it just goes like, end of the day, going down to the fundamental belief of my church, of myself, believe so hard that we fought for agency. We fought for everybody's right to choose. Everybody has the right to choose. The consequences will come, but we have the right to choose. And I will not stand in anybody's directional way, unless it's like if they're somebody, then yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that agency, so to speak. Make sure at least, because again, they're then taking their action to try to take away someone else's freedom, free will, and agency. But I'm gonna say those are my quote unquote controversial points, so to speak.